Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and welcome back to episode 9 of Full Metal Panic's second raid, Her Problem. So we're back to the anime. Before we begin the anime, I did want to discuss a couple things regarding this episode, just a little analysis, and something I was going to bring up from the light novel I forgot. One thing, Kamina actually mentions while having dinner with Sosuke in the light novel, like when their apartment right before he bugs out, she mentions how Tessa told her about Wraith. And then also when Clouseau is about to throw down with Kurt, he asking for water, he mentions, it implies that he's Muslim, essentially. Just a couple things I thought worth mentioning. But anyway, about this episode. If you love feet or don't love feet, you might... It depends on where you're going. There's a lot of feet by Kamina, just to give you a heads up. Good episode. I will discuss what it is, but I just wanted to give you a slight heads up. There's a lot of Kamina's gorgeous feet that you will be entertained by. But anyway, let's get on to the meat potatoes of this episode. Anyway, we've seen that Kamina is very paranoid after the knowing about Wraith, and also the encounter with the younger sister. She's just not sleeping well. She's very paranoid and off on edge, and even goes into the next day of school, and she kind of that's where she kind of learns that Sosuke is completely gone. He's left the school. He's retired. But she doesn't let that do that. She doesn't let that go down to her. She is going to fight for. She's going to fight for her life. She decides to escape. Like, she's going to confront the mysterious Watcher. And she does some, some things. She sends them a little bit of a goose chase. And then eventually she kind of runs into a drunk businessman. She uses an opportunity for him. And she dresses in a very interesting outfit. She's got a robe. She just does her underwear. No bra or anything. Barefoot. A bit of a weird outfit, to say the least. Though it does have its purposes in life. And we'll see it later. But just a bit interesting. The bra aspect I don't understand, but okay. I will say in the moment when she's changing, I thought we would see Kamina's breast because, we saw the sister's breasts, naked breasts and everything. We would see this, but we don't. Not the end of the world. We'll get into that more into the season finale, but I thought I would bring it up. Like, if we're going to have fan service, why not have fan service from our main character? Anyway, she does eventually confront Wraith. She doesn't trust who he is. Unfortunately, in this meeting, the younger sister attacks and sends her on a bit of a goose chase. Now, this kind of chasing seems a bit underwhelming in my perspective. However, I think there is a bit of a reason for that. So, when she's about to outcold the Chinese assistant, she leaves her robe in a certain location so that it leads the younger sister to attack it, and she's about to stun her with the stun gun. When she's having their inner thoughts, she remembers Sosuke's words. Only someone third-rate would lick his lips in front of the prey. Now, we never see the sister actually do this, or maybe it was like in the previous encounter. I don't recall that. But given that she was kind of very slow and methodical, I guess, like she wasn't super rushing, like she kind of just knew that she could just take him out. You could give the implication. I don't know. This chase scene was interesting, like kind of fast paced, but also seemed a bit very slow and clunky. And I'm wondering if this is kind of the implied that lick the lips moment where she's not trying very hard. Anyway, this is probably Kamina's most sexiest shot in the episode. She stuns her. It's not a very long stun, to be perfectly honest. We'll see a little bit later that she's alright, but she has essentially defeated her. Anyway, following the little shooting, we of course meet our man Leonard, Tessa's older brother, and before this kiss even happens, we do not like him. He comes off he's not very straightforward. He's got this air around him that's disgusting. And the thing that made me just really just tick me off that I don't like him, even though I've read the light novel, I know he's a bad person. But he says like to her, Sosuke's killed more people than I have, because like as soon as he kills the sister with his little robot friend, yeah, he just straight up kills him. Like, yeah, I've killed less people than him, and Kamina's like, what the hell? And he's trying to justify the occasion that he's better than him. And I'm like, no, you're not, you piece of shit. Like, even Kamina like defends him outright. Like, he, wartime child. He's enemy people, like completely different. He's like, no. And Leonard having this narcissistic moments, like, no, we're eventually. It's like, are we really different? And she kind of gives a little bit of a questioning moment, but it's like, you two are completely different and completely two individuals. Yeah, basically. And he says, well, the essence of who we are, like essence of our actions is the same. It's hard to tell right now what that means, but we'll get into it a little bit later when we learn more about Leonard's motives and everything. But yeah, and when he does kiss her, that's how dare he does that, because he is in love with her, and she, of course, probably saps her. But she does forgive him when she has to talk to Wraith. Essentially, Wraith is kind of one of his robo friends has it, and so she lets him go. But yeah, so we do see this are called Alistars. They're ASs, but like portable. They're essentially robots, more or less. They're very complex machines. But yeah, this thing destroys the little sister, just chokes her out. No problem, beats her up. The sister kind of had it I don't know. I feel like the sister had it coming. She's just bloodthirsty revenge. I will say that I think if Sosuke had been there, he would have disabled her and then taken her to Mithril, and then Mithril probably would have dealt with her that way. They probably wouldn't have been able to see any redemption, but at least Sosuke would have done the thing that Sosuke wouldn't have killed her outright, unless it was absolutely necessary. But after Leonard leaves away, Kamina breaks down. She just really wishes Sosuke is here. Like, she's not the strongest she thinks she is, and she just wishes she was there. And Wraith is listening to this conversation, being very mad that he, for the time being, got poisoned, got jumped by the young lady. He feels very embarrassed and wish he was dead. But Sosuke, Kamina's like, will get him, snapping out of the situation. Now, we do have this scene, and it kind of leads me to believe that she's a woman. Now, my recollections from reading the light novel, I believe Wraith is actually a woman, but they do give a bit of a hint right here that Wraith is female, at least just based off the eyes and the complexion of the skin leads me to believe that, and also the hair as well. But yeah, Kamina just talks to him like, all right, pull yourself together. If I can do it, then so can you, basically. And that more or less ended the episode. So I like this episode. I mean, Kamina's choice of clothing for moving about is a bit strange. I mean, the feet part I can understand, like being very quiet, especially with the rain and everything. The robe with just underwear and no bra, that was a bit weird, but it works out perfectly. I don't understand the no bra thing. That's the one I'm like, okay, I don't get that part, but whatever. I don't know. I think you could argue that Kamina was just thinking at the moment, so what would be the best option, but personally. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys next time for episode 10. I think it's Tokyo Problems 2 or something, but yeah. Solid episode. Some interesting points to say the least. Anyway, catch you guys back on Wednesday. Hopefully have a wonderful Monday. Have a good Labor Day. Relax. Spend time with the family. And I'll catch you guys back on Wednesday. Morning. Anyway, see you then.